I've got you under my skin.
Welcome back to GMA3. We are all remembering the legendary and beloved crooner Tony Bennett, who passed away today at the age of 96. The 20-time Grammy Award-winning singer's career spanning 7 decades, with his first #1 hit for Because of You back in 1951.
That voice. Prior to his music career, Bennett served as a foot soldier in World War II and helped with the liberation of a Nazi war camp in Germany, and later devoting his life to humanitarian causes, and he was a supporter of human rights.
And here to help us honor the life of Tony Bennett is Joe Levy, entertainment editor from The Observer, and ABC News contributor Mike Muse. So Joe, I want to start with you. 70 years, that's such a long time. Why do you think he was able to have such an impact?
Well, Tony Bennett, just as a singer, he's so human. There's such humanity in what he does. Of course, he's a great singer. A lot of great singers wow us with their technical proficiency. He's a guy who always made you feel he was one of us. And he had that incredible elegance, and it just never stopped working. But it is a mystery, an absolute mystery, how this guy singing that music, American standards, gets up on stage with one of the Red Hot Chili Peppers at the MTV Music Awards and becomes an icon to a new generation in 1994, and then again 20 years later with Lady Gaga. How did he keep doing it? Nobody's ever done that. So it's hard to answer, except he was just so real, human, and elegant.
And relatable. And, you know, Mike, Joe just hit on it. You know, his music had a huge impact on the younger generations. He even did duets with younger stars as well. How do you think that's going to impact his legacy?
It's going to have a huge impact on his legacy. What Tony Bennett was able to do was just remarkable. The reason why people connect with the legacy, because he was a great storyteller. He wasn't afraid to talk about his life and open up about his life, particularly around the song Good Life and the tragic moments that was happening, the complexity of his life. He put everything into his music lyrically, but it also came out vocally in the presentation. He had a characteristic about his voice that was distinguishable. It wasn't a notable in terms of range and vocal ability, but it was in the presentation and how he delivered it. When he did that MTV Unplugged Grammy album for MTV that won the Grammy the next year, that really revitalized his career. So when you have the MTV audience drawing to a younger generation of that era, then in a few eras later, you then have duets where you have with Lady Gaga. But then you also too had duets that he did with Queen Latifah, really pulling in different demographics across the globe. And that really is, when you think about Tony Bennett, his ability to connect and bring together people from multiple generations.
I want to ask you both, what sticks out to you as you look back over his life? Joe, let's start with you.
Right now, the grace that he brought to the end of his career, you know, we learned a few years ago that he had had Alzheimer's since 2016, but he didn't stop working. If you know someone who's suffered with this disease, you may know that music continues to be something you remember. And just 2 years ago, he was on stage at Radio City with Lady Gaga. He was singing the great songs that he remembered. The ability to keep going, to keep doing what you love, boy, that's something that I hope all of us get a chance to do.
Mike?
For me, it was his ability to stand up for what he believed in and not be afraid to use his platform. The way that he marched on Selma with Sammy Davis Jr. and with MLK was very remarkable. The way that he even sang and performed with Katie Lang, his ability to be so resilient and to be so consistent. Anyone, no matter what industry you are in, would hope that they will have a multiple decades long career in whatever industry. So the fact that he was able to do it spanning multiple decades is a feat unto itself and something that should be accomplished. But he did it his way. He did it in his own style, and he rode the bumps that came with his career. His career was not always a success. There was a period where he was not making great albums, really famously thinking about the conflict that he had with Clive Davis and releasing that album that didn't sell anything. Then he had to think about his career differently. And for us to be talking about him the way that we are, celebrating this beautiful life, performing with stars of today like Lady Gaga, is an amazing accomplishment and feat.
Oh yeah, we hate to see him go, with that voice, man, will live on forever and forever. Thank you.
I've got you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.